Shoryuken!
Today I got something special for you guys. This is the first patron-sponsored review of Paradise and Fairies. Yes, this one actually would not be possible without your generous support. And this is my way of giving back to you guys, helping me through this extremely turbulent year. So thank you. If you're interested in becoming a patron to help keep the show on the tracks, then you can always go over to patreon.com/paradiseandfairies and give it a look. Maybe give me $1 a month. That's all I ask. I know it's a lot, isn't it? But don't worry, I'll upload some additional content on there soon, so you'll actually have additional Patreon exclusive episodes, including my next anime review is going to be on there, and I'm also going to release some content ahead of time on there. So, go ahead, give it a look, and even $1 will get you all of these exclusive or early episodes. Without further ado, let's get into it. Today, we're looking at Pretty Soldier Sailor Moon on the 3DO. See how it holds up. The story is non-existent. Seriously, they don't even try to justify why the Senshi are beating the crap out of each other. You get nothing. Also, for some reason, none of the bad guys ever show up in any of these fighting games, not just this one, but any of the Super Nintendo ones as well. Kind of a big oversight there, isn't it? There's a total of 10 characters in the game, so it's a decent sized roster for a fighter from the 1995-ish era. Also, each one plays differently, so there's no clones. Presentation-wise, this game is extremely well done, with tons of dialogue and animated clips. The opening bit is kind of odd with its mix of cel animation and CG, but otherwise, the game nails this aspect. And then you start the actual fighting. Oh my god. What's wrong with you, lady? How do you get legs that ginormous? Like little T-Rex arms? Her legs are literally taller than her upper body! I don't think I've ever seen art this bad in a game before. I don't know, how do you let that pass? Who looked at this and was like, this is acceptable? What was the thought process? Like, it's a 3DO game, no one owns this console, let's just put it in there. But apparently not, there's so much TLC put into the presentation of this game, I don't get this! How could it look that bad? The sad thing is, she's not the only character that gets the shaft. Maybe making Sailor Uranus look goofy was an odd prank by the developers if they were like 8, but Sailor Jupiter is almost as disproportional. Chibi Moon and Sailor Neptune also look kind of off, but it's not immediately apparent why as Sailor legs. Just for my own sanity, here are some of the other Sailor Moon games to compare this to. Not that all of the characters look terrible, Moon actually looks slightly better here than some of the other games. And I know the lower body is exaggerated in the original character designs to a degree too, but dear god, this is unacceptable! Once you get past that glaring flaw, the backgrounds all look relatively fine. Although perhaps a bit generic, especially for the 32-bit 3DO, but there's nothing wrong with them. It also has a zooming camera, like many SNK fighters, although the character designs look even worse when zoomed out, so it's a double-edged sword. So all that's left is the gameplay, and it actually holds up pretty well in this regard. It's a 4-button fighter, kinda like King of Fighters, with 2 punches and 2 kicks. The special moves are like a cross between Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter 2, but they're all reasonably easy to do, save for a couple super moves. I will say I'm not a fan of this 3DO controller's D-pad, but every model of the system had a different controller design, so it's not the fault of the game. The only complaint I have is that Chibi Usagi is really cheap, as most of the character's projectiles fly right over her head. All in all, it's actually a really good Street Fighter 2 clone with Sailor Moon sauce poured over it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Mode-wise, there's your no frills arcade mode, the standard versus mode, an interesting team versus mode, and a gallery mode with character profiles and voice clips. It's slightly above average for a 1995 game here, although the lack of story mode kinda hurts it a bit. Well, that's Sailor Moon on the 3DO. It's an above average fighter if you can get past the rather glaring shortcomings. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and head over to my Patreon page, give us a look, and hopefully you'll find it in your heart of hearts to give us $1 or $2. And I'd be eternally grateful. Other than that, like, subscribe, do the whole YouTube thing, since I'm all about YouTube now. Thanks for watching.